The universe is silent. But sometimes, silence hides a message. Far away from Earth, beyond the stars we can see, something strange is happening. Scientists do not know when it started. They only know one thing. It should not be possible. In a small research center on Earth, a signal appears on a screen. It is weak, it is broken, and it does not follow the rules of our universe. At first, no one notices it. The signal looks like noise. Random data. Something that computers often ignore. But one scientist stops and looks again. The signal is repeating. Not in time. Not in space. But in a way no one has seen before. This is where the story begins. Dr. Ethan Cole has worked with space signals for over 20 years. He has seen false alarms. He has seen mistakes. But this signal makes his heart beat faster. That is coming from nowhere. Or maybe from somewhere we cannot see. He zooms in on the data. The numbers change, but they also stay the same. It is like the signal exists in two places at once. Or maybe in more than one dimension. Ethan whispers to himself. This is not possible. But the screen does not care about what is possible. The signal grows stronger. Not louder. Not clearer. Just closer. It feels like the universe is trying to speak, but it does not know how. Ethan calls his team. One by one, scientists enter the room. They look tired, confused, silent. No one jokes. No one smiles. Everyone feels it. Something is wrong. The signal has a pattern. But it is not a normal pattern. It does not move forward like time. It moves sideways, as if it is slipping through reality itself. One scientist says, maybe it is a glitch. Another says, maybe it is a shadow of something bigger. Ethan does not speak. He is staring at one line of data that should not exist. A number with no direction. A point with no space. Then, suddenly, the signal changes. It becomes focused. And for the first time, it responds, not to sound, not to light, but to observation. The moment they watch it closely, the signal reacts. As if it knows. Across the world, other observatories start seeing the same thing. Different places. Same impossible signal. Governments are informed. Secret meetings begin. Phones ring in the middle of the night. This is no longer a local problem. This is global. Ethan receives a call. The voice on the other side is calm, but serious. You need to stop observing the signal. Ethan is shocked. Why? He asks. There is a pause, because every time you observe it, it gets stronger. The call ends. No explanation. No warning. Just fear. The team looks at Ethan. What do we do? Someone asks. Ethan knows the answer is dangerous. We keep watching. The signal begins to form images. Not pictures. Not shapes. Ideas. Strange concepts enter the computer systems. Shapes that cannot exist in 3 dimensions. Movements that break the rules of space. The scientists feel sick. Some feel dizzy. Others feel a strange pressure in their heads. It is as if the human brain is not built to understand what it is seeing. One junior researcher collapses. Doctors say nothing is wrong. But the researcher keeps repeating one sentence again and again. There is more space. Behind space. Ethan realizes something terrifying. This signal is not traveling through space. It is traveling through dimensions for centuries. Humans believed the universe had 3 dimensions of space and 1 of time. But modern physics suggests there may be more. Hidden, folded, invisible. Dimensions we cannot see. But maybe they can see us. The signal spikes again. This time, it sends something new. A pulse, short, clear, intentional. It is not random anymore. It is a call. A desperate one. Ethan decodes the pulse using advanced models. It takes hours, then days, then sleepless nights. Finally, a pattern appears, not a message. Not words, a warning, something is collapsing. Not a star. Not a galaxy. A dimension. If one dimension collapses, what happens to the others? No one knows, because it has never happened before. At least, not that we know of. The signal weakens again. As if it is running out of time, running out of existence. Ethan feels a heavy truth forming in his mind. This signal is not from an alien civilization. It is not a machine. It is not a weapon. It is a cry for help. But help from where? And more importantly, help for who? The final data packet arrives. It is unstable, broken, fading. Inside it, one last pattern appears. A map. Not of space, but of layers beyond reality. Ethan whispers, "If this is real?" The screen goes dark. The signal disappears. The room is silent. Again. But the silence feels different. Now. He knows one thing for sure. The universe is not what we thought it was. And something out there has just tried to reach us. The signal is gone. But its effect remains. In the days that follow, the world feels normal. People go to work. Cities stay loud. The sky looks the same. Yet deep inside science labs, something has changed forever. Dr. Ethan Cole cannot sleep. Every time he closes his eyes, he sees shapes that do not belong to this world. Shapes without edges. Angles that bend inward. Movements that do not follow time. The signal may be gone, but it has left a mark. Scientists begin to study the last data packet again. Frame by frame. Number by number. The map is still there. It does not show stars or planets. It shows layers. Layers stacked on top of reality. Like pages of a book that humans never knew existed. According to old theories, extra dimensions are small, tiny, curled up, impossible to enter. But this map tells a different story. These dimensions are not small. They are hidden, and they are very close. Closer than space. Closer than time. One physicist explains it simply. Imagine living on a sheet of paper. You can move left and right, forward and backward, but you cannot see up or down. Now imagine someone touches the paper from above. You feel it, but you cannot see them. That is how hidden dimensions may work. We cannot see them, but they can touch us. As this idea spreads, strange reports begin to appear, not from space agencies, from ordinary people. A pilot reports his plane instruments going crazy for 3 seconds. Only 3. But during those seconds, the sky looks wrong. Flat, empty, silent. A deep-sea crew reports a shadow moving where no light exists. A satellite records a moment where Earth appears. Duplicated. Then everything returns to normal. Scientists try to explain it, but their voices shake. These events are not errors. They are leaks. Ethan believes the signal did not just come from another dimension. It came from a damaged one. A dimension under stress. Dimension breaking apart. If dimensions are connected like layers, then damage in one layer could affect others, including ours. This is when fear enters the room. Real fear. A private meeting is held. Only the top minds are invited. One question is written on the board. What happens if a hidden dimension collapses completely? No one answers, because the answer may be too dangerous. The team runs simulations. In every model. The result is the same. Reality becomes unstable. Space loses shape. Time loses order. Physics stops making sense. One scientist says softly, "Our universe may not survive it." Ethan studies the map again. He notices something new. One layer is highlighted. Not collapsing. Not damaged. But active. This layer is close to Earth. Too close. It Overlaps with our reality in many places. Cities. Oceans. Mountains. Invisible. Intersections. Ethan understands something terrifying. We are not waiting for something to happen. It is already happening. At night. The stars look normal, but instruments show small changes. Gravity slightly weaker. Time slightly slower. Space slightly stretched. Changes too small to feel. For now. Then, a new discovery is made. The signal left behind a frequency, not sound, not light, a dimensional echo, and it is still repeating. This echo does something strange. When it passes through human brain scans, certain areas light up. Areas linked to imagination. Memory. Fear. It suggests something impossible. The human mind may be able to sense other dimensions. Not see them, but feel them. Ancient myths are examined. Stories of shadows. Invisible beings. Worlds beyond the sky. Were they just stories? Or early encounters with hidden dimensions? Ethan feels the weight of history. What if humans were never alone in reality? What if we were just unaware? Suddenly, a system alarm goes off. The echo frequency spikes. Monitors flash red. The same pattern from the original signal returns. Stronger. Clearer. Closer. This time, it forms something new. A boundary. A thin line between dimensions. And that line is breaking. Ethan whispers. It's not calling anymore. A scientist asks, then what is it doing? Ethan looks at the screen. It's opening a door. The room goes silent. Because doors work both ways. The door does not open like a door. There is no light. No sound. No explosion. Reality simply blinks. For a fraction of a second, the universe forgets what it is supposed to be. And everything comes back. Almost. Dr. Ethan Cole watches the data in silence. The instruments confirm what his eyes cannot see. Something crossed the boundary. Not fully. Not clearly, but enough to leave a trace. The team expects chaos. Instead, the world remains calm. Too calm. The first sign appears in time itself. Atomic clocks around the world lose sync for exactly 0.004 seconds. Not random. Not accidental. All at the same moment. Time hiccups. Then continues. Most people never notice, but a few do. A woman in Tokyo feels like she lived the same moment twice. A child in Brazil finishes a sentence before his teacher asks the question. A man in Canada drops a glass and swears it fell before he let go. Small things. Easy to ignore. Impossible to explain. Ethan knows these are not coincidences. They are after effects. Ripples after a stone touches water. The simulations grow. Darker. Now, the models show something new. Not destruction. Adaptation. The universe is not breaking. It is adjusting. 1. Scientist asks the question no one wants to hear. What if our universe has done this before? Silence fills the room. They search deep data archives. Old cosmic background readings. Ancient radiation patterns. Then, they find it. A strange imprint. Very old. Very faint. Evidence of a past dimensional interaction. Billions of years ago. This changes everything. It means hidden. Dimensions are not new. They are part of the universe's history. And maybe its future. The echo frequency changes again. This time, it affects more than machines. People near high-energy zones report strange dreams. The same dream. A vast, dark ocean. No stars. No sky. And something moving beneath the surface. Watching. Ethan studies the brain scans. The dreams activate parts of the mind linked to pattern recognition. As if the brain is trying to understand something it was never meant to see. one detail appears. In every dream, a feeling, not fear, not anger. Urgency. The presence is not hostile. It is desperate. Ethan finally says it out loud. What if the signal was not meant for machines? The room turns toward him. What if it was meant for us? Humans. Observers. Minds that can imagine beyond space. The team runs a controlled experiment. They expose volunteers to the echo frequency. Under strict conditions. Most feel nothing. But one person reacts. A young mathematician named Lena. Her heart rate spikes. Her eyes widen. She begins to speak. Not in panic. In clarity. Are many layers, she says calmly. They are pressed together. One layer is tearing, and it is pulling the others with it. The room freezes. She has never seen the data, never seen the map. Ethan asks carefully, how do you know this? Lena pauses, then answers, because something is showing me. The monitors spike again. The boundary weakens. Ethan understands the danger. If a mind can see across dimensions, then something across dimensions can see back. The experiment stops immediately, but the connection has already been made. Across the planet, strange reports increase. Mirrors feel wrong. Rooms feel larger inside than outside. Shadows move without light. Reality is thinning. Not tearing. Stretching. Ethan studies Lena's drawings after the experiment. She has drawn the map. Perfectly. But with one addition. A Marka point. Where Earth exists. Ethan feels a chill. World is not just affected. It is involved. Another meeting is called. This time, the question is different. Not what is happening, but are we being contacted or prepared? One theory stands out. The collapsing dimension is not just asking for help. It is trying to move. To escape collapse. To survive. In the safest place is a stable universe. Ours. Ethan realizes the truth is worse than invasion. It is migration. The echo spikes one final time. A new pattern forms. Clear. Direct. Impossible to misunderstand. A countdown. No units. No numbers we recognize. Just a steady approach toward zero. Ethan whispers. When it reaches the end, a scientist finishes the thought. The boundary disappears. The room falls silent. Because if the boundary disappears, there will be no separation. No us and them. Only shared reality. The universe blinks again. This time, it lasts longer. The countdown does not end with noise. There is no blast. No light from the sky. No shaking ground. Instead, something far more disturbing happens. Nothing changes. Dr. Ethan Cole waits for alarms. They never come. The instruments remain stable. Gravity is normal. Time flows forward. The universe appears. Calm. Too calm. Then a junior analyst speaks. Her voice is low. There is a mismatch. Ethan turns. Mismatches where? Everywhere, she replies. The data shows something. Impossible. Reality is still working, but it is doing more work than before. Space is slightly heavier. Time is slightly tense. As if the universe is carrying extra weight. Ethan understands. The boundary did not break. It thinned. The first crossing is not traumatic. It is subtle. Across the world, animals react first. Birds change direction mid-flight. Dogs refuse to enter certain rooms. Deep-sea creatures rise closer to the surface for no clear reason. They sense something humans cannot. In a quiet hospital room, a man wakes from a coma. He opens his eyes and says one sentence. It is crowded now. Then he closes his eyes again. Ethan hears about this report and feels a chill. Crowded does not mean dangerous. Crowded means Shared. The simulations update. This time. The models do not show invasion. They show overlap. Two realities occupying the same space. Not colliding. Coexisting. One scientist tries to explain it simply. Like two radio stations on the same frequency, she says. You hear one clearly. The other is still there, just hidden. The problem is simple. Frequencies can shift. Ethan studies the echo again. It is no longer calling. It is stabilizing. Whatever crossed over is not panicking. It is adapting. Then something strange happens. Not in space. Not in labs. In people. Artists begin drawing shapes they do not remember learning. Children describe colors without names. Mathematicians solve problems using steps that feel borrowed. Knowledge appears. Not learned. Received. Ethan fears the answer. First thing to cross was not matter. It was information. Ideas move faster than bodies. Safer. Harder to detect. The team realizes too late. The crossing is not physical. It is cognitive. Thought experiment becomes real. What if another dimension cannot survive in our space, but its patterns can? Memories, logic, structures of reality. One night, Lena wakes suddenly. She feels calm. Too calm. She walks to her desk and begins writing symbols, equations, layered diagrams. When Ethan sees them, his hands tremble. They describe a universe with different rules, different constants, different limits. Yet, the math is perfect. Ethan asks Lena gently, "Do you know where this came from?" She shakes her head. "No," she says. "But it feels like remembering something I never loved." The echo spikes. Again. But now it is steady. Balanced. The countdown reaches 0. Nothing happens. That is when Ethan realizes the truth. 0 is not an end. It is a lock. The boundary is now fixed, not open, not close. Merged. The first crossing is complete. Governments demand answers. Scientists give none, because the truth is too complex. And too frightening. Human reality is no longer alone. It is no longer pure. Ethan stands alone in the seal observation room. He looks at the stars. Look the same, but he knows better. Something is standing beside us. Not behind us. Not above us. Within the same space. The question is no longer what crossed over. The real question becomes, what is it becoming? Because adaptation works both ways. Humans are changing. Slowly. Quietly. And whatever came with the hidden dimension is learning. The universe does not blink this time. It watches. The world does not panic. It is the strangest part. There are no riots, no global alarms, no breaking news headlines. Life continues. But life is no longer the same. The change does not arrive like a storm. It arrives like a thought. Silent, gentle, easy to ignore. Dr. Ethan Cole notices it in the data first. Human behavior patterns are shifting. Not suddenly. Gradually. People pause longer before answering questions. They stare at empty space more often. They feel something is present, but cannot say what. Doctors report a rise in a strange condition. Patients say, "I feel more than one direction. I sense space behind me, even when nothing is there. I feel watched, but not threatened." The brain scans show something new. A small region becomes more active. A region once considered useless. Evolution never wastes space. If the brain is changing, it is adapting. Ethan understands something important. The hidden dimension is not invading. It is integrating. Children change the fastest. They always do. A child draws a house, but the drawing has extra lines, not mistakes, depth, layers. Inside layers. Teachers ask how they learned this. The children shrug. It feels normal. They say, language begins to bend. New words appear. Words that describe feelings without emotions. Words for spaces that are not empty. Ethan studies ancient history. He notices something unsettling. Human evolution has gaps. Moments of sudden growth. Sudden awareness. What if those moments were not random? What if this has happened before? The echo frequency returns. But now, it is faint. Like a heartbeat. Steady. Comforting. Some people feel calm near it. Others feel fear. The difference is not intelligence. It is openness. Those who resist feel pain, headaches, confusion, anxiety. Those who accept feel clarity, focus, understanding, silence in their thoughts. Ethan fears division. Not between nations, but between minds. A new term appears in research papers. Dual perception humans. People who can sense both realities. They are not stronger, not smarter. Just aware. Lena is one of them. She can feel boundaries. She knows when space is thin. She avoids certain places. Ethan asks her why. She answers simply, because something listens there. The words stay with him. One night, Ethan experiences it himself. He is alone in his office. The lights flicker. Not power. Failure. Something else. The room feels larger. Not physically. PTULLL. He closes his eyes. And for the first time, he feels depth without distance. Not a vision. A sensation. Like standing at the edge of something endless. He opens his eyes quickly. The feeling fades, but it leaves a truth behind. Humans are becoming capable of sensing more. And sensing more means understanding more. Understanding is dangerous. Governments notice the change. They try to control it. Regulations. Restrictions. Information limits. But you cannot control awareness. The hidden dimension responds, not aggressively. Defensively. Certain areas become unreachable. Signals disappear. Technology fails. As if reality itself is choosing where humans may go. Ethan realizes something terrifying. The hidden dimension is not passive. It is selective. It supports some minds and rejects others. The overlap deepens. Dreams become shared. Multiple people report the same place, the same structure, the same silence. A space between spaces. In one dream, Lena speaks to something. She cannot describe its shape, but she describes its intent. It wants balance, she says. Not dominance, not control. Balance. Balance between realities. Balance between awareness and ignorance. Ethan sees the danger. Balance requires sacrifice. Something must change, or something must be lost. The echo slows. The heartbeat grows softer. The integration phase nears completion. Humanity stands at a quiet crossroads. No signs, no warnings. Only one question remains. Will humans adapt fast enough? Or will some be left behind, unable to exist in a shared reality? Ethan looks at the stars one last time. They still shine. But now, he knows they are not alone in the sky. They are not even alone in their own space. The change is complete. The consequences are not. At first, no one notices they are gone. There are no alarms, no missing reports, no empty houses. Just gaps. Dr. Ethan Cole sees it in population data. Numbers that do not add up. Dots. Not migration. Absence. A woman's name still exists in records, but no one remembers her face. A man's phone still rings, but no one knows who owned it. A child's room exists, but parents feel only confusion, not grief. It is as if memory itself is being edited. Ethan realizes something terrifying. They are not disappearing from the world. They are disappearing from realities. Agreement. Reality works because everyone agrees it exists. When that agreement breaks, so does existence. The first clear case appears in a hospital. A patient is talking mid-sentence, then he stops. Not dead, not asleep, gone, the bed remains warm, the machines keep running. But the space where he was feels hollow. Doctors panic, but moments later, they calm down, too calm. They cannot explain why. Ethan understands. The mind adapts faster than emotion. The hidden dimension is not killing people, it is releasing them. People who cannot adapt to dual reality begin to fade. Not violently, gently, like a signal losing strength. The echo frequency changes again, now it filters. Those who resist awareness feel pressure. Those who deny it feel confusion. Those who fear it feel pain. Fear creates friction, and friction cannot exist between dimensions. Lena explains it quietly. Reality is becoming thinner, she says. Some minds are too heavy to pass through. Ethan asks the question he fears. Where do they go? Lena looks away. They do not go anywhere, she says. They stop being held. Held by space. Held by time. Held by meaning. Ancient myths suddenly make sense. Stories of people taken by the air. Lost between worlds. Forgotten even by their families. This has happened before. Humanity just did not notice the disappearances increase. But panic does not. That is the most frightening part. The hidden dimension dampens fear, not to be kind, but to maintain. BALANCEA? Balanced system cannot afford chaos. Ethan watches as governments try to respond. But how do you fight something that removes memory? How do you protect people who forget what they lost? Then something unexpected happens. Some people return, not the same. They come back quiet, focused, detached. They remember being nowhere. Not darkness, not light, nothing, and within that nothing. Structure. Ethan interviews one of them. The man speaks slowly. I was not gone, he says. I was simplified. Simplified enough to fit. This confirms the worst theory. The hidden dimension is optimizing reality. Less noise. Less conflict. Less contradiction. Human complexity is a problem. Ethan realizes the cost of evolution. Not everyone moves forward. Some are removed. The question is no longer survival. It is selection. Lena draws again. This time, the map is different. Earth is no longer central. It is one layer among many. And some layers are empty. Ethan feels the weight of it. Humanity is not being invaded. It is being restructured. The echo slows. The heartbeat grows faint. The system is almost stable. Ethan receives one final data pulse. Short. Clear. Final. It is not a warning. It is a statement. Incompatible patterns will dissolve. Ethan whispers, this is not balance. Lena answers softly, balance does not care who it costs. The universe outside looks calm. Peaceful. But beneath that calm, reality is deciding who belongs. And who does not. The disappearances slow down. That should feel like relief. It does not. Dr. Ethan Cole understands why. The system is no longer testing. It is deciding. The hidden dimension has learned enough about humans. Enough about fear. Enough about resistance. Reality enters a new phase. Not chaos. Judgment. Two types of humans now exist. Not by race. Not by nation. Not by belief. By compatibility. Some people wake up feeling lighter. Focused. Clear. Calm. There. Thoughts feel organized. Too organized. Others wake up confused, disconnected, heavy, slow. As if reality pushes back against them. The divide is invisible but absolute. Ethan watches the data carefully. The compatible minds show one common trait. Acceptance. Not Agreement. Acceptance. They do not fight the feeling of more. They allow it. The incompatible minds share another trait. Control. They want rules, limits, certainty. Certainty cannot exist in layered reality. The hidden dimension does not communicate with words anymore. It uses conditions. Areas of high resistance begin to fail. Technology breaks down. Signals vanish. Time becomes unreliable. These are not attacks. They are filters. Lena explains it. Simply, reality is no longer equal everywhere, she says. It bends away from conflict. Ethan asks, can we stop it? Lena looks at him. No, she answers. But we can choose how we meet it. This is when the final option appears. A theoretical solution, hidden in the data, ignored until now. Humans could reinforce their reality, strengthen the boundary, restore separation. But the cost is extreme. The hidden dimension would collapse completely. Everything within it. Gone. Not erased. But undone. Whatever reached out, whatever suffered, whatever tried to survive. It would be lost. Ethan feels the weight of it. This is not a war. It is a mercy decision. If humans choose separation, they save themselves, but destroy an entire layer of existence. If they choose integration, humanity will change forever, and not everyone will survive the change. There is no middle path. The choice cannot be voted on. Too many would forget. Too many would never understand. So the decision falls to a small group. Observers. Witnesses. Ethan is one of them. The room is silent. No arguments. No shouting. Only understanding. One scientist speaks. If we resist, we stay human. Another replies. If we accept, we become more. Ethan realizes the flaw. No one defines what more means. Lena speaks last. Her voice is calm. It is already happening. She says, the choice is not start or stop. The choice is guidance or collapse. She explains the truth. The hidden dimension will not wait. If rejected, it collapses violently. If accepted, it stabilizes slowly. Resistance creates damage. Acceptance reduces loss. The universe prefers balance, even if balance hurts. Ethan looks at the final projection. Two futures. In one, humanity survives unchanged. But alone. Forever. In the other, humanity evolves, but not as a single species. He understands something painful. Human history has always been shaped by change. This is no different, only bigger. Ethan makes his decision. Not for power. Not for survival. For responsibility. Stabilization protocol begins. Not with machines. But with alignment. Echo frequency spreads gently. Like a lullaby. Some people feel peace. Others feel fear. The ones who cannot adapt begin to fade. Ethan watches the stars. They shimmer slightly. As if layered. Lena stands beside him. This is not the end, she says. Ethan nods. No, he replies. This is a beginning. Without instructions, the hidden dimension settles. Reality holds, but something new appears in the data. A final pattern. Not from the hidden dimension. From beyond it. Ethan's breath stops. The universe was never two-layered. It was always more. And now, everything is aware. The universe does not end. It never does. It simply becomes quieter. The hidden dimension stabilizes. The echoes fade. The sudden change is slow. Down. Reality stops shaking. Dr. Ethan Cole watches the final data stream. No alarms. No spikes. No warnings. For the first time in months, the universe feels settled. But settled does not mean the same. Humanity survives, yet humanity is no longer singular. Some people feel nothing unusual. They live normal lives. They see the world as it always was. For them, the universe stayed simple. Others feel depth everywhere. In silence, in distance, in thought. They sense layers in the sky, weight in empty rooms, meaning in quiet moments. Two ways of being. Both human. Both real. Disappearances stop. Those who faded are gone completely. No pain. No memory. Just absence. Ethan understands the final truth. Universe did not choose. It filtered. Reality kept what could exist within balance. Released what could not. Lena stands beside Ethan at the observatory. Looks older. Not in years. In awareness. Is it over? Ethan asks. Lena shakes her head. No, she says softly. It is only quiet now. They study the stars one last time. The data reveals something astonishing. A hidden dimension is no longer hidden. Not fully. It has become a foundation, a silent layer holding reality together. Time flows more smoothly. Space holds more gently. The universe feels intentional. Ethan realizes something profound. The hidden dimension was never a visitor. It was always part of existence. Collapsed once, reborn now. Humanity did not invite it. Humanity simply became ready to notice. Ancient questions return. What is reality? What is consciousness? What does it mean to exist? The answers remain incomplete. And that is okay. One final discovery appears in the data. Pattern beyond patterns. A structure beyond dimensions. Not a place, not a being. A principle. Ethan understands it instantly. Dimensions are not containers. They are expressions. Ways for existence to experience itself. Life is not rare. Awareness is. And awareness changes. Reality, the universe, is not expanding outward. It is unfolding inward. Ethan records his final note. Not as a scientist. As a witness. We searched for meaning in stars, he says. But meaning was always in perception. The universe did not grow larger. We did. Lena looks at Earth from orbit. It looks fragile, but complete. Humanity will move forward. Some will remain grounded. Some will explore deeper layers of reality. Both paths matter, because existence does not demand greatness. Only presence. The stars continue to shine. Not brighter. Dimmer. Just aware. The universe watches itself through countless minds, across countless layers, and somewhere beyond dimensions, beyond space, beyond time, something listens, not to speak. Not to interfere, only to observe, just like us.